This is how girls act when you are jacked. Growing up, I was a literal twig. I was super lightweight. In my senior year, after working out calisthenics for 2 years, I only weighed 120 pounds. This is one of my biggest insecurities along with my height. And as I can't change my height, I knew I could improve my body and my physicality. So that's exactly what I did. And now I'm at 150 pounds, about 12 to 15% body fat. I fluctuate between, and it's one of the greatest things that I have done. And it has changed so many things about how women act and treat me, going from that kid who got zero attention from girls to being someone who is absolutely magnetic. I'm going to be breaking down everything that it's going to do for you and how it's going to change your dating life. The first thing that you're going to notice when you are actually jacked about how girls treat you is you are going to get a ton of choosing signals. So there's two ways this can be broken down, either in person or on dating apps. So let's first start with in person. I just came to a new city in Sweden that I've never been to before. It's one of the biggest cities I've ever come to, and I was out this weekend by myself. I was at the bar hanging out with this dude who I just met in the line when a girl from in one of the seating areas, like 15 feet away, was really just making intense eye contact. So I look at her, I smile, I just walk up, introduce myself. Within 5-10 minutes, we're kissing, and I brought her home later. So choosing signals is one of the first things that you are going to really see a massive difference in when you are jacked and the most attractive version of yourself. It is noticeably different. You will notice that girls will want to touch your chest and shoulders. They're just gonna want to be all over you. It's like being a girl with nice tits and a nice ass. It's going to naturally garner more attention. So the choosing signals that you will notice are things like eye contact, smile, girls coming into your general vicinity, being there, just kind of lingering in your area. These are all little things that you can pick up on that will allow girls to kind of make you want to make that first move. So that's the first thing, and you got to be man enough to go and act on them. Another example from that same night I just told you the story from, whilst I was hanging out with that girl, at one point we grabbed a drink, and across the bar, there was honestly an even more attractive girl, and I was making eye contact with her whilst this girl was standing next to me, and she had a guy next to her too, but we were just looking at each other, and then we started smiling, and I winked at her, and we both started laughing. It was so funny because like there was not much I could do about it because I kind of already made my plans with this girl, but I was just still kind of non-verbally flirting with the girl across the bar. And these are things that you will get when you are the most attractive version of yourself, once you've built a good body, once you showcase it in good style. You're going to get so many more choosing signals that you can act on. Now, the second area where you will see choosing signals is on dating apps. So once again, like I said, I just came to this new city. As I came here, or when I got here, I'm on Tinder swiping, and I have been matching with some drop dead gorgeous girls. Now, one thing you got to consider is my Tinder is pretty good media. So you have to have good pictures showcasing your physique, and you have to have good media overall. So I have one of my first pictures is me on a jet ski, and I look pretty jacked. So you can see I have a six-pack, some good muscle on my chest and shoulders. It's on the water. It's a little bit of like a Playboy vibe, but it gets swipes. You know, it's hard not to swipe on it. So if you have good media to showcase who you are as an individual, it's going to really allow you to get a ton more matches. So it's being the most attractive version of yourself with that great physique, showcasing it in the right light, getting good media. Even if you had to hire a photographer to come around and take some pictures with you in the city, whatever it takes, media sells. You want to get great media of yourself, and this is going to lead to you getting so many more choosing signals, more matches on Tinder, and getting your foot in the door so that you can actually see girls. So it's those two areas where you're really going to notice things go through the roof. I remember when I was younger, my profile was shit. When I was even lean with muscle, I didn't have good pictures to back it up, and I still didn't get too many matches. So it's having a great physique with good media, and you will get a ton of matches, and it's really going to revolutionize how you attract girls into your life. Because it's great to be able to go in and talk to girls, but being able to attract them naturally is obviously going to be better. You never want to have to endlessly chase. Attracting is always going to be preferred. And guys, if you want to build this attractive body, I built an aesthetic body transformation guide for every single one of you, so you know exactly what to do between the training, the diet, exercises, reps. It's all outlined and it's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below. The next thing that this is going to do for you is allow you to have constant recognizable status that girls find attractive all of the time. And I have something so powerful I'm going to break down for you guys that's going to really open your eyes up to this. So I want you to understand that you having a good physique is more attractive than being a millionaire. And I have something so powerful to really make this make sense for you. So about 4 years ago, my family moved into a high status neighborhood. There's a bunch of millionaires here, and there's all different types of characters. Everyone's pretty much in their 40s and 50s. And the guy across the street from where I lived at that time was a millionaire. He had a G-Wagon, a Range Rover, a Hellcat, a Porsche. He had all kinds of cars, an AMG. He had like 5 cars. This dude was loaded. He had a business. But on top of that, he was fucking ripped. This dude had a bunch of muscle, a 6-pack. He was working out every day, took care of his health, and that made him very, very attractive in girls' eyes. And the reason I know this is because my ex once said when he was out working out, she was like, damn, he's such a dilf. And I was like, I can't deny that fact. Like, obviously I'm not attracted to him, but I can't deny the fact that he's fucking attractive to girls. Whereas, let's break down 2 other characters in that same neighborhood. One guy down the street, he was a tech geek. He's 20% body fat. The only thing he does is cardio, so his arms are literal twigs. You would not know that he's a millionaire. There's nothing about him that screams status, that makes him attractive. And if you saw him in the grocery store, you'd think he's just any other average guy. There's nothing about him that really makes him attractive. Another guy down the street on the other side, he, once again, another millionaire, but he is overweight. He's about 40, 45, 50% body fat. Once again, besides that, he's extremely charismatic, but besides that fact, there's nothing about him that makes him really attractive right off the gate. My ex never said anything about those 2 guys, and she's seen them before. She never was like, oh, damn, he's a dilf because he's got a couple million in the bank. Like, she didn't give a fuck. But the guy across the street who had a great physique, she found very attractive. So this is the power of having a great physique, is that the status you hold is attractive status in everyone's eyes. So if you want to be that guy who's extremely attractive, you need to have the physique. Now, adding money to the mix, of course, is going to make you very, very attractive. But that's that first thing that will really get girls' attention. Going back to that choosing signals point from before, this is what gets you so many more eyeballs from girls. Girls will be staring at you. If you're an older man, the girls are going to be calling you a dilf like my ex did to that neighbor. It's just how you change the game and rig things in your favor. Now, this next thing that you're going to notice leans into your in-person interactions, which I'm a huge proponent of. See, as I mentioned, the whole system of attraction, I still don't just wait for choosing signals or girls to match with me on Tinder. I am out there every single weekend talking to girls in the gym, even if I don't get these choosing signals. And there's something I've noticed is that when you're the most attractive version of yourself, you've got a good body, you will get taken way more serious. You will get less rejections right off the bat compared to someone who is overweight. You will get 10, 20 extra seconds to chat a little bit and showcase your personality in the best possible light. Whereas someone who's maybe overweight or looks a little bit off, they're not the best, most attractive version of themselves, they'll get that initial rejection like immediately. Whereas you might get 20, 30 seconds to chat to a girl before things end. See, a lot of the time, especially in Scandinavia, I don't get straight up rejections like, no, don't talk to me, I'm not interested. Of course it happens, but my rejections usually come after like 30 seconds. So I'll be chatting to a girl for a little bit, and then things kind of end, whether it's like me trying to get her snap and take an escalation point, her just being like, oh, it was nice to meet you. There's times when they will, end things, but it's usually after a little bit of time. I've gotten the ability to put my foot in the door. It wasn't a vibe, and that's kind of the rejection, right? So it's very infrequent that I get rejected like with the hand, like, no, stay away from me. That doesn't happen too often. So I mean, this is huge. I mean, it sucks to get rejected right off the bat. It's nice to at least have a little conversation before you get rejected or before things don't go your way. So you're just treated with more respect overall. You're given more time of day when you're the most attractive version of yourself. You've got a great physique, you showcase it with nice style. You will be given more opportunities than the guy who doesn't have that. And here's a funny last one that I just want to add in, which is that girls want to touch you the same way that you want to touch ass and titties. Like if you're in the club and you win a girl over and you're kissing her, you're grabbing her ass. There's been girls who have literally actually wanted me to grab their titties to the point where they took my hand and brought it up under their shirt so I could grab their titties. You know, you want to grab ass and titties. I was not complaining when that one girl did that like 2 years ago. I was happy as a clam, man. I was ecstatic. I was like, damn, I didn't know she wanted me to do this shit here in the club. I was like, okay, okay. So you're excited, right? You want to grab ass and titties. When you have an attractive physique, girls want to touch your shoulders. They want to touch your chest. They want to touch your back, your arms. They want to feel the muscle. It's super attractive for a girl to touch muscle. It's the same way that you want to touch ass and titties, girls want to touch muscle. It's just how it is. There was one time a girl felt my chest and shoulders. She was curious if I had a six-pack. She literally lifted up my shirt, saw I had a six-pack, rubbed my abs, and I saw her eyes just light up. Like, girls love touching muscle. So that's the last thing I want to leave you with. Once again, guys, I built you the aesthetic body transformation guide so you can actually build this body knowing exactly what to do, no guesswork whatsoever. It's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below.